Hey everybody, welcome to another model building workshop. I'm Mr. Allen, and today we're going to look at the Cruiser Tank Mark II, 2A, and 2A CS. It's a 3-in-1. It's a British cruiser tank, and it's by Bronco Models. This is an early war British armored vehicle. So, one thing I like off the bat with this is that it's a 3-in-1, which I'm finding to be a fairly rare thing to come across in the model building world these days now, is that I'm finding that a lot of these companies just kind of release a kit of each variation and make you buy each one if you're so inclined. To get the 3-in-1, I like this idea, and I don't really know why that's been stopped by a lot of companies, because I think it's a great feature to give you those options in one kit rather than having to track down all these other kits. So this is an early war British tank, and this was let's see. So there's two of them. There's the A9, which I'll show you in a bit, probably later in the video, and which was the first cruiser tank built by the British. And then the A10 came afterwards, which had a slightly thicker armor, which I guess was increased to, 14 millimeters to 24 millimeters. You know what this is saying? Yeah. And so the different tanks had different weaponry on them. So, okay, so the Cruiser Mark II A10 Mark I know it's a mouthful, was equipped with a 2-pounder cannon and a Vickers water-cooled machine gun. That was the original version. And then the Cruiser Tank Mark II-A was equipped with the 2-pounder cannon and 2 BESA, I don't know if it's BESA, BESA air-cooled machine guns. And the third version, which is the Mark II CS, is the close support version. And the close support version had a 3.7-inch howitzer, or a 94 millimeter gun, which was used for infantry support. And so some of the features of the two, of the A9 and the A10, are very similar, with the suspensions identical. And even one of the turret versions is identical as well, but the A9 had additional turrets and other features, which we'll look at afterwards. And okay, so maximum speed on road is now like 16 miles per hour and 8 miles per hour off road, so this is a really slow vehicle. So it really couldn't do a cruiser performance very well, because it was supposed to do deep forays into enemy territory, but if it's that slow, I mean, it's not really going to do that too well. But these were used quite a lot in the Blitzkrieg in France, it's in North Africa, and the battles in Greece. So there were only 175 of these produced, and they were phased out rather quickly because it just wasn't up to speed or up to the job at all. However, it did see, as it mentions here, a bulk of the fighting in the early war periods. So a lot of these were in use through to, I guess, 1941. So from 39 to 41, this is one of the, tanks in battle. Although this is a much lesser known British tank. Not a lot of people even know about this one. I didn't really know about it until I saw one in the Armour Museum in England. And I had no clue, really about this tank, because it's just not very well documented. Although that's changing. So let's take a look at some of the instruction booklet here. So the assembly is not bad. I mean, there are some photo etch pieces, and it depends how you feel about photo etch. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with photo etch. got the Lincoln length track. It's got a photo etch piece for the muffler. Although it would have been nice if they gave us a tube for which you could bend and shape that grill for the muffler around it. I would have appreciated that. It doesn't give you that. But for the most part, assembly is straightforward. And then you have the options for the different turrets, of which there are 3 different options here, which is, I think, wonderful. You have those choices. So you've got the, all right, you can see that the 2 ones there for the Mark 1 and the 1A with the 2-pounded gun, and the Vickers machine gun, or the air-cooled machine gun. And you got this interesting boxy turret to work on. And then you get a number, a number of different painting options, which is pretty nice for these. So you have a captured German one, you have one in France, and then North Africa. And these are the Mark 1s and the 1As. Then we have one for Greece, another one in the green colors. Actually, that's actually sent into Egypt with the British mainland colors, the blitzkrieg colors for Europe still on that. And then you get the 2 close support versions, which are both in North Africa, and slightly different variants of the painting options in the Contour scheme. So you get those. And then, not to waste paper, they have a nice little catalog on the back of other kits that they've got. Let's take a look at the kit. So I've been starting this one. You know, I've been working on this one. So I think it's nice that if you had individual link tracks for this, the suspension's workable. Well, the wheels don't spin, but you know what I'm saying. You could animate that and do something with it if you wanted to. Right now I have it like this until I get the tracks on there. So and here's where I am on the hull. So I went the close support because I thought that was just kind of fun. Looks almost like a battleship gun turret, how that's set up. You know, it's got a giant block. That's how that looks there. The big turret hatches on top. Kind of fun. Drive wheels. There's some photo etch. Not a lot, but there's some, so you have to get your photo etch bending tools out there. Then you get your tracks, which look pretty good from here. We'll see how they fit. Looks magnificent though. And some hull details and some other parts for the other gun options. Some fenders here. So I did put one of the other gun options together here for the early one. And then we'll look at the decals and markings in just a second. So here's all of the decals you get. It's quite a lot. And this is the one that I had seen in Britain years ago, which I'll include that afterwards. Or try to. See if I can find that and put that in there at the end. So this is a fun early war British tank. They're starting to make more and more of these oddball vehicles, which I tend to like the odd ones. And for reference material, there is this Images of War version. This is the Balkans book, in which there's a number of photos of them right there. There's one right on the cover. Greece. Shots here. There's a close support one. Captured one on the bottom there. So apparently these were used in the battles of Greece and Crete, but it looks like they had a bunch of war-weary tanks in the North African campaign that was sent to Greece, and most of these were knocked out due to mechanical failures than actual combat. But they made the best of it with what they had, and the rest is history. Yes, battles in Greece and Crete didn't go particularly well for the Allies. So, anyway, there's a quick look at the A10. I'll get you a look at the A9 in just a moment. So, that's where I am with it right now, and we'll see how the rest of this goes. And I'm still trying to figure out which paint scheme for the close support version I want to do. Okay, let me get the A9 for you so you can look at that. Hold on. So this one's the A9 version, also from Bronco. Similar. And then we get the one from Calais. Some North African ones. The big difference with this tank is it's got two turrets in the front. Another archaic looking 3-turret vehicle. Got the decals and the photo etch. And lots of parts. Pretty much the same thing. Turret's similar. It's just it's got the position for two smaller turrets on the front, and they are there. So that's the main difference with this one. And I'm thinking they probably have two different versions of the main turret. Let's see. A lot of it's kind of the same sort of thing here. Yeah, so they've got different guns. This also has a close support version with the heavier gun barrel. Yeah, right. Close support, and then the 2-pounder. So that's what we have. All right. Well, thanks for watching. We'll catch you soon in the Model Building Workshop.